Hello, are you looking for tips on how to daily plan either in the MäksēLife A5 Undated Quarterly Planner or any other daily planner? If so, stick around as I plan the course of this week, starting with Monday, January 10th through to Sunday, January 16th in my A5 planner. Hello, this is Katie from Crafting Your Ruby Dreams, and welcome to my channel where I talk about planners, goal setting, writing, publishing, and getting right with my finances. Today is Sunday, January 9th, and what I'm going to do is my week overview where I pretty much prep what I'm going to do in my A5 planner. So I've been planning this for 2 weeks, and you can see my reminders and affirmations. I like looking at this periodically just to remind myself that what I'm doing is important. So I'm going to flip to January. And I don't do much in my monthly. It's a good marker for stuff, but this was already wrong because I ended up not flying back to DC on the 2nd. I ended up flying back on the 4th. So I'm just going to move past that. So this has been really good. This was New Year's Day, and I used some stickers from the Krissyanne Designs 2021 Celebrations collection. She did say on Instagram that they are working on getting the 2022 collection out. So if you are at all interested, go follow Kristen over on Instagram under Krissyanne. I think it's just at Krissyanne. I'm really blanking right now. I'll stick a little thing up. Where am I? Here at the bottom. I'll stick a little thing up here at the bottom with her actual handle. But moving forward, I want to quickly go over how I did the week overview because that's what I'm going to do today. And as you can see, I had a very busy week, and honestly, flying home on the 4th was not conducive to having a really easy week. I felt like I was constantly playing catch up. I got a lot of stuff done, but at the same time, I was also trying to make a point to pay attention to what my energy levels were and tried to rest when I could. But I had so much going on. So today is the 9th, and I'm going to go through and flip over. So just a quick flip through so you can kind of like get a preview of how I'm doing. And I'm really liking it. I already did my weekly actions, and what I did, I pulled them from the companion notebook that I'm using, because what I did was I took my annual goals and then I broke down the ones I think I could do in the quarter, and then I created monthly goals, and then I took the January monthly goals and broke them down into the weeks as to kind of like where I thought that they might fall. So this is not fully planned out, and because I'm missing some sections, but at the same time I kind of like gave myself a skeleton of what to work from. So I just pulled from the January 10th to 16th list and created more specific information in the A5 planner. So I'm going to take this blank page, and I'm using 2 Zig Clean Color dot markers. I'm using the pink, which is candy pink, and this blue, which is blue bonnet. And the pen that I'm using is this Energel Infree in 0.5, and I'm really liking this set. It's really a lot of fun. I think I might also get it in 0.7, but the 0.5 actually I think is about the right size for this size planner. So I'm just going to put in the week 10th through 16th. I don't know what my focus is, so I'm not going to worry about that at this point. Let that dry. And while I'm letting that dry for a moment, I do want to point out that I did totally screw up the first week of the planner with the date dots. Just getting there. So as you can see, I had no idea what the day of the week was. I knew Saturday was supposed to be the 1st, and yet I still could not get that correct. So it happens. I'm not perfect, and I'm cool with that. All right, so that's probably had enough time. And just as a reference, here's what it looks like since I was like kind of like heavy-handed with this. Let me pull this up a little closer. There is some shadowing, but not really bleed through. And here's another one. We'll flip back to that side. Again, it's maybe a little bit of shadowing, but really not much bleed through. So what I did for the 3rd through the 9th was I just did my appointments, and this worked well for me. So I think I'm just going to stick with this for the time being. All right, this week I actually do not have a whole lot of appointments. There are various lives and clubhouses that I want to listen in on. So I'm going to be referencing back to this particular week for the various clubhouse things. Clubhouse, if you're not familiar with it, is an audio only social network type of thing where it's kind of like a 24/7 conference, and you can pick whatever topics you want to listen in on, and it's really interesting. I have not been an invited guest up on any stages in terms of being the main topic person, but I have been invited up onto a number of stages, and I find it interesting. The free flow of ideas kind of feeds that interesting conference aspect that I miss from going to in-person conferences. There's still the bar con aspect of conferences that I really, really miss, but this helps feed that need for connection, and I get to hang out with a lot of my friends at the same time. And for the ones that are during the course of the workday, I'll put those on. They're usually not during meetings. If they were during a work meeting, then I would be in the work meeting, not on Clubhouse. Since a lot of my work is just kind of like data entry back end stuff that I can listen to things on, I do a lot of work while I'm listening to this. So it's really feeds a lot of stuff for me.
Live, sitting on the front porch, sipping on the rocks, citrus in our beverages. Citrus in our beverages, show only the good sides. Always pretty smiles are covering our faces. You know it is all lies. You know it is all lies. On and on it goes, round and round the rodeo. Breathing out air for a minute, taking my time to begin with. On and on and on.
It's very, very quiet this coming week, relatively. At least look at how many appointments I had this past week. It was rough. That's all I can say, was that it was just incredibly rough. So pretty much this is what I do for the overview on Sunday, and I will show you what I do going into details for the next week. The other thing I do on Sundays is I pull my HB90 stickers, and then I'm gonna like pepper them in throughout the course of the week. What I started doing with this particular week of writing is putting on the specific days that I thought that these were going to happen. So you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and stick these in now. All right, I'm not writing, this is for Tuesday, and I've got too much stuff going on after work on Tuesday, between Cindy's live stream and getting my haircut. Thursday, one, two, I knew that felt thick, so there's one, you know what? There's just so much. This is why you have stuff on Post-its. People, Post-its are a godsend for just quickly shifting stuff around. All right, so Wednesday, Thursday, and I try not to work on Friday evening, so I'm going to skip Friday, put this on Saturday. All right, technically, I'm going to try and plan out my IGs. You know what? Whoops, this is wrong days. Let's do it on Monday. All right, I'm gonna do plan and prep for on Monday, and then I'll put that on there. So, for doing the prep work. Oh, there's something I want to mention. This is for week 2. I'm not doing a week 2 video, so you will know this by the time this video comes out. So what I'm going to do with this particular set is that I'm going to take them and put them in my kind of like area of not done, not happening at all. And so that way I see them, but at the same time, I'm not feeling pressured in order to do them. So that is what I do on Sundays to prep the week. I am going to be doing some more reflective planning and catch up during Cindy's live today. I also need to do some meal planning. I was playing with doing meal planning here, and that just didn't work out again because of how messed up the week ended up being in terms of timing and everything. So I'm still working on finding a way to use this particular page, but stick around for tomorrow. Good morning. It is Monday morning, and you probably can still hear the sleep in my voice because this is the first time I've talked since I got up. What I wanted to do first was show off the tentative meal plan that I have for the week. I do not like assigning meals to specific dates. I got this idea of doing 7 options from Cindy Gunter-Balto, and Cindy did just dinners. And for me, I am in a place right now where I need breakfast and lunch also pre-decided. Usually with breakfast I can do that, except my usual breakfast, I am missing milk because we are out of milk here in DC, it seems. Anyway, moving on. So I got this idea last night. This is the notes page just before the weekly actions because I'm doing my reflections in one of my different planners. So I just created space to number the options. Then I have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then I can use these spaces down here for notes if I wanted to. But before I started crossing things off, because I will very likely cross off this one, then maybe cross off this one, and then maybe cross off that one or that one. So it's not going to be this 3 across for me. It's going to be mix and match until I get through all 21 options for the week. So just something to think about if you like meal planning, but you really do not like the idea of assigning specific meals to specific days because you may be like me and be a mood eater. For me, this is most prevalent for dinner. The less awake I am, the easier it is for me to have the same dang thing as I did the day before. So moving on, I did do my weekly actions and I'll be referring to them later. So we have the schedule. I did not do a focus statement with this week and I am okay with that. Right now the only thing on my personal schedule is a meeting at 1 p.m. and the thing is I actually have a work meeting at 1 p.m. So this is very likely, if I go to this, it's going to be after my work meeting because that's the priority is I'm at work. So this is to listen to when I don't have work. But this might actually be at 12 p.m. I don't remember. One of these days I need to just do a master list of all of the Clubhouse rooms that I like to attend and their times when they are happening. So that's future me problem. So looking at Monday. So the way I do this, as you can see, I have all my HB90 Post-its here and I'm just going to pull these off for the moment and just stick them over here. And if you're wondering what I mean by KM, that is the initials for my writing alter ego. That alter ego is currently on hiatus in terms of actual I say actual writing, but I am writing a newsletter. But in terms of writing fiction, because of burnout, frankly, I am working on just doing a newsletter right now for those who have been on the newsletter and just making sure I keep that audience warm because they do support me. And I plan on publishing fiction again, and I want to have them ready for when I am ready to publish fiction again. So that's just why I continue doing the newsletter even though I'm not producing fiction anymore, for at least for the time being. So all right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and date this is the 10th, so I just do 22. I do not have a focus statement for today yet. I usually come up with this after I've already written out everything. So I'm gonna do purple and green because that's the way I'm feeling today. So I usually pick out 2 mild liners. Today is violet and green. So I do the violet for the regular day.
It goes swinging down in life, you know.
And the trick that I figured out for keeping my drawing, because as you just saw, this is freehand drawing, so to keep it like mainly on the level, what I usually do is train my eye to just past forward the tip of where it's going, because when I have my eye focused on the tip, it's usually more jagged. And it's not jagged, but it's not as smooth of a line as you can see here. But if I have my eye focused on just past the tip, then the tip is following my eye, so it tends to be straighter. So just in case you're having trouble with drawing straight lines, that's just something I found, because it helps. There is already a guide there, so if my eye's following the guide, it will go along. So we have tasks.
Oh, breathing out there for a minute. Yeah. Hey, would you rather stay right here?
What I do with the second color, and as you can see, it's brighter because the sun's actually coming out behind me. This is to create a header for HB90. So what I do is I go in and count up however many tasks I have. So for writing sprints, I have 2. I already know this is gonna get kicked to tomorrow. This is gonna get kicked to tomorrow. So I'm gonna work on these 2. Create Rex. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I have more? I have another one of these somewhere. I know I do. I don't know where it is. Did I kick it to tomorrow? That's it. That's where I put it. Okay. I actually do have a post ready for today, so I will just bring this back. So let me count again. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. All right. So what I then do is, because I keep my HB90 in this column. Oh, tasks plural. I don't have just one. All right. So I count up from the bottom. I have 7 for sure that I want to do, and I usually give myself 1 extra space. So
Make everything disappear. Can play my
all right. So I'm gonna just go through and do.
favorite song. Put your rose-colored glasses on. What if we stay right here? Make everything disappear. Lay low in the beaching sun. Put your rose-colored glasses on.
And I'm conflating these 3 into one, frankly, because this is the way it is prep. So ideally prep for the entire week, which I didn't get to do yesterday. Plan for the entire week, which would be plan the actual post, prep. So write something, like if I actually have photos, assign the photos to a date, and then write a caption and a alt tag for the description of the photo for accessibility purposes, and then post the. And as you can see, there's 5, because my commitment is to try to do at least 5 every week, and so this is a thing for the week. And so I already know the post, so I'll just put in post and I'll do all that steps in one. But I also forgot that I need to film daily. Plan with me. There we go. All right. So I'm going to take these and just pile them up and put them down here for the moment. Actually, I'm going to put them off to the side so I don't knock them when I'm writing. Tasks around the house. I am blanking at the moment because honestly, I'm blanking. It's too early in the morning for me. Schedule. No, I don't. So I'm using the Pentel Energel Infree, and the thing about these is that they come in colors, and my mom and dad got me all the colors for Christmas presents. So there we go. So all of these and black, and honestly, I'm really, really loving them. They do not have a color for each of the MäksēLife areas of life, so that is sad for my color coding loving heart, but it is okay because I can at least get most of the schedule sorted. And so what I'm going to do is use the burgundy for work, and I'm going to sign in at 8:30, and then sign out at 5 p.m. And I have 3 meetings today actually for work, but this is not my work planner, so this is not where I mark them in. And I do the lines like this, except I have all the shadows today. And 1, because I usually get dead on going from to me top to bottom. And the reason I even mark work in my schedule is because that's how I'm spending part of my day, and I just want like kind of a record of it, and also to fix in my head that I'm spending time at work today, even though this is not a proportional box at all. And there's that. And then we have I'm going to put this as professional development, 1 p.m. hopefully, as opposed to 12, but we'll see. Clubhouse, level up, and I'm just going to do ROM. All right, and that's kind of it from my schedule. I might have a call after work with one of my nephews. For the priorities today, I'm just going to go ahead and do writing sprints.
Everybody's business. Why don't we all calm down?
And that is it for my daily plan with me for right now. I will go ahead and go over how I did yesterday and show you if I added on any tasks and anything else. I might decorate this later. This is really early in the morning for me, so this is going to look better when I show you what I actually did tomorrow. Oh, one other thing I do is that I take these lovely Zig clean color dot. Oh, here, let's do that so it's actually legible. So I take these, and it'd be nicer if you could. Oh, I remembered some task. I remembered one.
We'll calm down. I think I'm the wrong size. Not enough room for everybody's ego.
Here, I remember how I'm going to do it. You can tell it's so early in the morning for me because I knew how I was going to do this. I was going to look at my weekly actions and figure out what I could do today. Besides knitting on the baby blanket, I am going to do elliptical. Most of these I'm going to wait and see, because with that potential call with my nephew, I do not want to overschedule myself. So I'm just going to put on elliptical here. And this is my under desk elliptical that I have in my office area. And it's something I just need to get back in the habit of doing. So now I'm just going to mark these. So this is work and learning. So I'm just going to do all the HB90. And it's just kind of heads up to me. And then I've got yellow for the baby blanket, and whoops, almost knocked over my container. So that's pretty much how I roughly do my day. Like I said, with the call with my nephew, I don't know what's going to happen, so I don't want to try to overschedule things and feel bad about how things go. So I usually keep my Post-its in here, and I'll just do that. And this is how it's going to look for the rest of the day, and I will show you how I did with all of this tomorrow morning. Have a good one. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning still. I will get into that in a moment. But let's take a look back at yesterday on Monday. As you can see, I did get the IG post done. And I did do this. All right, so I actually did get a couple of things done in my HB90 list. But the actual, like the real main ones, I did not do because I hit a wall last night after clocking out of work. And it was not pretty. I knew I was not in the right mood to be writing anything, and it wasn't the mood of I don't wanna, it was the mood of I hate people. So I know from past experience that when I'm in that mood, anything I write is just it's not right, and it's going to have to be tossed. And I just did not feel like writing stuff that I knew would have to be tossed later. So just that is what it was. Schedule wise, yes, I did have the wrong time on the Level Up Romance Clubhouse room. This is actually written over. It was 2 o'clock, not 1 o'clock. One of these days I will have that master list I talked about. The reason I was confused was because last week for it, I was still in Chicago, so it's 1 p.m. Central, and yeah, it was just a mess. I did do 5 minutes on the elliptical, so I am proud about that. And then just my regular work. So I did do an IG post, so I got to mark off a couple of things. And I also have got 2 photos that I will be posting later this week. I just now have to write up the caption and alt text for that. So I'm going to move all of my post-it notes to the next day. So here is Tuesday. The one thing about today, I do have an appointment later this afternoon that I purposefully took off as a writing day. So I'm not going to try and write today, but I am going to try and do some of the other stuff later tonight. But we will see if I do anything today after I get back from that appointment, because I will probably also have to put in another hour or so into the day job. So let's go ahead and date this. Today is 1/11/22. I might have been writing 22 or 21 because I've been writing 22. Yay! And today's colors are going to be pink and gray in the mild liners. You can tell pink and gray. So I'm going to go with pink as the primary, and again I am just following along with my eye a little ahead of the nib rather than be on the nib itself. So start, as you can tell, it's just not getting full. I have to the one thing about this is that I have to remember to push full down rather than tilting it up a little bit in order for my eye to catch. So it's a little frustrating, but I'm getting there. It's practice. So down and a little ahead, down and a little ahead. Mostly okay. It's just practice, getting used to it. Let's see, for HB90, I am going to not do writing, but I'm going to try to do an IG post. I'm going to try to do my newsletter stuff. Now, you might note the dates on my newsletter post-its. Let's see if I can get that to actually focus. There we go. Get for a little bit. So those dates are my due dates for these. And, oh yeah, there you can see. And I schedule my newsletter to go out every month on the 15th, and I try to write it a little bit ahead of time. So I've got a couple of days to get this done, but I would like to just get this done. So we will see what I can do with these. So let's see, create the recs. It's got the earliest date, so 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 5. And that is it for HB90. So we're going to do 1.
So why don't we all calm down? Why don't we all calm down? On and on.
Cindy changed the time of her for this. So it's 4 p.m. 2 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Eastern. All right. This is... today's a day. So the thing about today is that I had some really, really nasty stress dreams last night. So I decided to take some sick leave this morning and get a couple more hours of sleep because I just needed it, because it was just, I woke up stressed out of my mind. And so I luckily, I can do that. I recognize the privilege I have with that, and I don't take advantage of it. I don't overly take advantage of it, but when I need it, I take advantage of it. And last night I needed it because I was just, with the panini, it is just dug into my mind, and I had a lot of stress dreams last night. So if you're at all dealing with that, I wish you the best. So my schedule today, work schedule.
On it goes, round and round the rodeo. Breathing out air for a minute.
That was supposed to be an orange, but whatevs, because I should have pulled out the orange ahead of time. That's the one thing about these Energel pens in the case, is that they are not the best for just quickly picking out what you want. There we are, so keep that up. All right, so 4 p.m. is Cindy GB Live, and then 5 p.m. So I'll be listening to Cindy's live stream as I'm on the way to my hair appointment. 5 p.m. haircut. And I will also do some grocery shopping on my way back from that. So I'm going to leave this open. Because I'm going to do probably about an hour of work after. I just don't know when that will be. So since this is multi, I'm still out of it. It's like I got some more sleep, but it was also filled with stress dreams, because apparently my mind is just like, expunge all the stress and let's do it in dreams. So yeah, that's where I'm at today, but I'm trying to have a good day, because even with everything going on, I will be seeing my stylist, who I always love seeing. She's also very good with everything going on. The salon is very good. They are requiring that you have documentation to come in, so I appreciate that. Elliptical. So yeah, it's just it helps if I can spell. All right, there we are. So priorities are what are my priorities? Newsletter.
Taking my time to begin with. On and on it goes. Swing it down in life, you know. We're not there for a minute. Yeah. Hey, would you rather say?
I am very pleased with my progress on the knitting, because I am almost a third of the way knitting. I can't. Baby blanket. This is the hard part. As you can tell, I'm having trouble this morning writing and talking at the same time, because whatever I'm saying, I want to write, and that's just not useful. So we're going to do KM News, create Rex, and that's Rex's recommendations, because it's primarily at this point a recommendations email, because I'm just on hiatus with actually publishing anything under that name.
Here, make everything disappear. You're playing my favorite song. Put your rose-colored glasses on. What if we stay right here? Make everything disappear. Lay low in the beaches, sun.
If I get anything done, it's going to be these first two, and I'm okay with that. But I'm just, in case I have the like overwhelming energy to bounce off of, I'm going to include those, and then IG post. So another relatively light work day. Trying to anyway do that, and then do all these.
Put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah. Put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah. This is good.
So yeah, I'm still working out what to do, but what I had been doing when I was testing the layout with the Post-it pad, I had been using these for meal planning. I haven't quite done that, but now that I've got this little thing, I might get back to doing that. But this is helpful, and honestly, once I make my grocery run today, that will help me fill in the rest of these once I know what exactly I have for whatever. So this might go back to meal planning, but yeah, so it's with everything, just a fairly late day and just kind of running around. And I will check in with you tomorrow with how I did on this. But yeah, we will see with the way today is already started. But I hope you are enjoying these daily check-in videos, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Good morning. It is Wednesday morning, and let's do a quick recap of how I did on Tuesday. As expected, all I got done was finishing off the recommendations list and writing the intro. And frankly, with the way I was feeling last night, I was very, very happy. With this schedule, it was a bit of a disconcerting day, but I got done pretty much everything I wanted to get done. So overall, good day, just lots and lots of stuff going on. So let's flip over to today, Wednesday. Today is the 12th, and today I'm gonna go with yellow and like a purple blue mild liners. So I'm gonna go with the purple blue is the main one.
Sitting on the front porch, sipping on a rock, citrus in our beverages.
For HB90, you may see that I have day 2 because that was the planned day I was gonna write. So this day it's gonna go off to the side because I'm not writing day 2 today. I am writing here at the bottom day 1. So I've got 2 sprints I want to get done today. I'm not sure. I might try to work on the rocks. I'm not going to try and finish. So proofing and scheduling is not going to happen, and doing an IG post. So 3 things. And so I'm going to do
in our beverages, show only the good sides. Always pretty smiles are covered.
So you might be able to see or might not because it's yellow, but this was a little bit more crooked. There are some colors that I find it easier, like the blue, in order to do the straight line by keeping my eye ahead for some reason. But other colors like this yellow, where it's just not... It's not the easiest. It's just something to keep in mind. Like I said yesterday, it's all practice, but it's all within the lines. I will take that, especially with the way I'm feeling this morning. So I'm gonna go ahead and label these.
You know it is all lies. You know it is all lies. Hey, would you rather stay right here? Make everything.
I'm gonna brain dump the tasks, except for since I have so few, I'm gonna do the HB90. So. Okay, so I always forget the film daily plan with me since this is not an individual posted yet. All right, tasks.
What if we stay right here? Make everything disappear. Lay low in the beach sand. Put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah, put your rose-colored glasses on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, put your rose-colored.
Let's see what else. Go back to my task list and let's see. Just trying to figure out what I'm actually up for the next couple of days. I think I'll look at birthday cards. I am entering my mother's birthday card stash right now because she has a darn good one. I'm okay for everything else. So those are what I'm going to focus on. Let's see, priorities, writing sprints. And I picked the groceries up last night after my haircut, and I put all the freezer and fridge stuff away already. So it's just like the other stuff that I didn't need immediately or needed to care for immediately. So I was focused on getting back to work. So that's what happened. And everything else, like tired. All right, so schedule. And I just want to make a note about when I write this is that when it looks smoother, it's because I've purposely loosened my grip on my pen. I tend to like write a little bit clutch, but like when I have a looser grip, it seems to be easier to do short periods of cursive. When I'm like taking notes and everything, I tend to like get tighter and tighter and tighter, so it gets worse. So if you're finding that you are having trouble with writing, make a conscious effort to loosen your grip and see if that helps, because that's usually what the case is for me. Okay. Oh. That is it so far for today, the 12th. I almost said 2nd because I am that fried. Focus is going to be home stuff. So here's the schedule for today, Wednesday the 12th. I will check back in with you tomorrow on Thursday the 13th. So hold on for just a moment. Good morning. This is Thursday, January 13th, and this is the third time I'm trying to film today because first time I had to change out the battery, second time I then had to change out the memory cards. So third time's the charm. That's what we're going with today. So looking at yesterday, I got everything checked off. I either completed it or I touched it and did something with it, particularly in the area of writing my recommendations. So because I did not finish writing the recommendations, I did not check off my post-it note, but I did do work on that, which is why I checked it off on my to-do list. So yay on me. Moving forward to the 13th. So we've got 1, 13, 22, and today's colors are blue and pink, and I'm gonna go pink dominant. I will worry about blue later once I figure out the HB90 stuff. So I do need to do 2 sprints. Let's see, 2, 3, I'm gonna do that, 4, 5, 6 for filming. Finally remember to count that. Let's bump at least 1 in there. So sleep last night, I'm still tired because I'm still having all of the stress dreams and all of the weird dreams that I can't even begin to explain in any way that would make sense outside of my brain. I'm honestly feeling really good about the way I'm doing HB90 this quarter. I have done it in a way that puts pressure on me, but not too much pressure on me. So I'm really pleased about that. It's more kind of like things I want to do, but I'm just kind of like bouncing off and doing tasks. Like I have not missed 1 day of writing. It's like I've skipped days that I had intended to write, but I did complete the amount of writing that I wanted to do in the course of the week. So far, so good. This week I had intended to do only 4 sets of sprints. So I'm not actually that far behind despite it being Thursday and only having completed 1 because week starts on Monday. So this is just day 4 and I've got 41. today, start of day 4, so I have 4 full days. Yes, I have 4 full days to get the other 3 sets of sprints in, so that's fine. Let's see, what else? I have work. That I know I have. That's a constant. These shadows are just annoying. One of these days, I will spring for some studio-ish lights for my apartment. I got a bit of a runny nose because I've been without my allergy meds for a week now. Because the order that I had them in Target when they were supposed to ship, they weren't in the box. So I had to order a replacement, and that just came last night. So I'm so happy to have my allergy meds again, because this is not the time to be asking, is this an allergy? Is this a cold? Is this something else? That is annoying. The other thing I have on my schedule today is one of the clubhouse rooms that I was talking about. It used to be on Tuesdays. They've switched up the schedule so that they are now at 1 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays. And I'm really looking forward to this. I am putting some effort into TikTok, but I'm kind of like focusing on the book side a little bit more, not as much as the planning side. However, somebody who is like really killing it in the planner side of TikTok, at least as far as I can tell, is Lauren from Plan with Lore. So definitely go check her out. But if you would like to see me on TikTok, I am there as Crafting Ruby Dreams. So yeah, so it's something a little different, but we'll see. And then that is it schedule wise, because I am not going out today at all. Yay. Tasks. What do I have for tasks today? And you know what? This is not supposed to be a pretty planner, so I will scratch stuff out because, you know, it's functional. It's not meant to be pretty. I like to make it as pretty as I can, and at some point I'm going to start adding stickers once I figure out how to do that, because I'm like kind of like iterating what works for me. And so at some point I'm going to add in stickers just so I can use all of the stickers I have. And the fact that I keep buying stickers, which, oh my, interesting. This is supposed to be functional, which means there's going to be scratch outs. I don't worry about it. I'm cool with that. So let's go to HB90, since I know that is, other tasks that I keep forgetting, even though I've been putting it on every day for the last couple of days. The elliptical and knit on a baby blanket. So much progress. I'm a third of the way done with the baby blanket, so I'm really happy with that. I think, right on target with where I want to be on that. So speaking of, let's take a look at the goals. Seriously, this is me in the morning where I'm like, let's do this, because I can't remember what I'm supposed to do. Let's see. Doing the IG posts. I'm doing the daily plan with me. I'm doing my ready sprints. All right, so I'm on track with that. Bought the birthday cards last night, so let's go ahead and check that off. And I actually did FaceTime with my family. No, that was Sunday night. Let's see. That's Saturday. That's maybe Saturday. Possibly Sunday. Those two. Need to do that. That might be tomorrow. I have to work on that. All right, let's do review. Let's do that. Progress. We're gonna go with that. The reason why I'm repeating priorities and stuff that I've already written down is because it helps sink in my head multiple times I write, but also those are what my priorities are, and I don't want them to just live up there because I'm going to look there, but if I look somewhere else first, yeah, they're a little dot, whatever. This is life. All right. Focus statement. Do I want a focus statement for today? That's a good question. Do I have a focus for today? Let's do health because that's on my HA. There. God. I cannot spell today. It's too early. Health. And yes, it is like 8 a.m. here, but I get up at 7:30 and I start work at 8:30. So, all right. That's it for today, Thursday the 13th. I'm going to stick these suckers back into here so that I do not lose them. And I am going to have a good day. I hope you have a good day as well. And we will see you tomorrow. So that is a moment away. Good morning. It is Friday the 14th. I am just waking up. I got out of bed and it was still dark enough that my first words were, oh shit. And then the next thing I said to myself was, I get to sleep in tomorrow. So I got 8 hours of sleep. So that wasn't the problem. It's just, I'm not a morning person. So as you can probably hear in my voice, but let's see, let's date this. We are doing 1/14/22, and then we have our mild liners for today. I decided to go with blue and orange. I tend to avoid blue and orange because I went to the University of Illinois, and I went twice. And while I greatly enjoyed the academic experiences sports-wise, they're not great. They just aren't. And I maintain that any Illinois sports team whose colors are blue and orange just generally, no, they just don't. Anyway, it's not that I don't like them. They just don't do well. Let's see, I'm not doing much for my HB90 test today because when I designed my ideal week, I created Friday to be off because my ideal week in HB90, I designed Friday to be off. And that is because I just know that at the end of the day on Friday, it's the end of my day job work week and I'm usually tired. And I'm tired right now. So I only have a couple of things and it's really honestly just this daily plan with me. And yes, I brain dumped last night everything that I wanted to get done today because that's just the mood I was in and that's what I was feeling. So for HB90, this header is not going to go up too far. All right, let's get these headers written in. So we have tasks. And I recently saw, like, was it 2 days ago? So today's Friday. Yeah, so it may have been the Wednesday video from Cindy where she was doing a daily plan with me and her plum paper. And I really enjoyed it. And I understood what she was talking about with the headers. She's got more headers that she uses in the plum paper. And I actually used to use the plum paper, but I use the plum paper as the kind of where I recorded what I actually did during the course of the day for about a little over a year. And it worked well. Let's see, priorities. But as Cindy's using the plum paper in the way that I'm using the MäksēLife in terms of this is what I'm doing in the course of the day, she's having trouble with the headers, which I totally understand. I don't remember how I settled on these, but I do like them. I think it helps I make a separate section for HB90. And I think it's also the fact that my schedule feels like, especially on weekdays, my weekdays are dominated by my work schedule. So I don't usually have a whole lot of space to do stuff. I just need the reminder that I have something at a specific time rather than trying to block out this is the time I'm going to work on this. This is the time I'm going to work on that, because my brain does not work that way. It's here, let's work on this. And then I kind of get a little focused or not on doing it. So yeah, considering one of the things I need to get done today is go through that ADHD evaluation offer things that my doctor sent me. So, because from what I understand, that is considered a thing for people who may have ADHD. So yeah, so for schedule, I just need to know when things are, and honestly, other than the day job, what truly rules my schedule is my phone. And so whatever happens on my phone, I make sure to put all of my appointments in my phone, and I get reminders, and that works very well for me. So you could say that I'm a combination digital planner and paper planner, but that's because I rely on my phone to keep all of my specific appointments for me. And I rely on my planners for this is what the tasks and things that I want to get done, work on. So that's just the way things are for me. So. Group that I'm in on Facebook that is for email marketing for authors, and it's Holly Darling HQ. A friend of mine turned me onto it, and this week Holly has been doing a week-long challenge about creating 4 emails to send out to your list. And this last few months has been really transformative for me in terms of how I think about email marketing, as well as versus newsletters and a few other things. But I am also at a standstill with regards to my list, in terms of the fact that I am not looking to grow the list that I currently have, because that list is for my prior pen name, and I'm still on the fence as to exactly what I'm going to do with that pen name. Clubhouse, Zoe. Speaking of my friend who turned me on to Holly Darling. Anyway, so those are the specific appointments for the day. Let's get to HB90. I'm not going to even try to do an IG post today, because I'm just not. I want today to be off and not thinking about it, but I'm doing this, so. I'm currently reading, rereading a historical romance called Your Scandalous Ways by Loretta Chase. And it's a book that I don't know that I would have, it's like when I first read it, I was just like, interesting. But it's a book I've reread multiple times, and I really enjoy it. I like the tone of the book. It's really, there's a sweetness, and yet just a great chemistry between the lead characters. And it's also, there's a bit of darkness to it, in that the hero is a spy, and he's been sent to recover certain things from the heroine. So he's lying to her, if only by omission, in many, 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 many cases. But he's lying to her. So there's that. And then the heroine is a courtesan. She is a divorced woman who got royally screwed over by her ex-husband, and then some. And that's the key suspense plot point, frankly, is the fact that 5 years later, her ex-husband, is still massively effing with her. So she went abroad after the divorce to France and became a very, very high-priced courtesan. So that's something you don't routinely see in romance. So I think that's why when I first read it, I was like, huh. But it's honestly a book that I've greatly, greatly enjoyed over the years that I've had it since it came out. While I think about what I want my priorities to be, let's review yesterday. I got my writing sprints done. I'm actually really happy. I also finished writing the recommendations for my newsletter. Speaking of newsletter, and I proofed and scheduled that, so that's going to go out tomorrow morning. I actually did a reel for National Sticker Day, so you can check out my Instagram at Crafting Ruby Dreams and check that out. Film the daily plan with me. But yeah, pretty much all I did yesterday was the dishes, because I got distracted by a couple of other things, but then I was also kind of like letting some things churn in my head with regards to the writing, because I had a breakthrough yesterday that was just so great. I had the breakthrough right like towards the end of my morning break from the day job, and then had to go to work. So it was a little like, oh yeah, great, let's go. I can't go right. Okay, all right. So, you know what, priorities. I actually ended up not knitting on the blanket because my arm was really sore yesterday. So I just wanted, and since it was my dominant arm, so it was like up in through here, and I can still kind of feel it. I didn't want to trigger anything. Oh, Club Moxie, I forgot that. I skipped over that. And so I have to watch the replay of the training and then also work on the workbook, because the training was last Thursday, and you know what, that's the third priority. You know what, focus, relax. So yeah, I watched, I had a call last Thursday. I had a whole bunch of calls last Thursday, as you probably may remember, not from showing that off. And this was one of them. This was the last one of the day. And so the call that I had right before this actually ran into Club Moxie, and I didn't want to get off it because it was a really good conversation that was going. So luckily I knew Club Moxie had a replay. So I popped in like right as they were finishing up training and opening for questions. And so it was good to be there for at least part of it, but I need to go back and watch pretty much all of the training portion and then dig into the workbook. But yeah, I'm not going to call it a light day because I have a lot of stuff to do, but at the same time, I'm not focusing on work. So let me just quickly go ahead and dot all of these. That is it for today on Friday the 14th. And if you hold on for just a moment, I'm going to swoop over to Saturday the 15th. Good morning, happy Saturday and happy weekend. Today is Saturday, January 15th. This, however, is what I did yesterday on Friday, January 14th. Let's just take a quick look, since I'm going to have to move some of these tasks over to today or tomorrow and Sunday. So obviously I was able to do the film daily plan with me since you just finished watching that. And I was able to do dishes. I was able to mend the blanket. I read the fiction, and I also reviewed the ADHD eval and reached out to one of the providers. So we will see about getting an appointment scheduled. So I did not get any of this done, and I'm okay with that because just the general state I was in yesterday after work, which was I just needed to relax and chill, and I needed to take time to relax, and that was the focus. So I'm cool with what happened yesterday. So today, let's see. Oh, let me take my ally clip out. Focus is not going to be there today. For the mild liners, we have fuchsia and gray, and I think what I'm going to do is gray for the main. And you can kind of tell with this one, I lost the thread of the line. But yeah, it's like I can tell the difference where it's like where I'm keeping my eye on the line ahead of the nib, but you can also tell where I lose the thread. And that's okay. It's all good. Oh, I'm not going to highlight this because I have to figure out how much I actually have to do today. And already got the, where did my, oh, there they went. So today we have IG post. I have to do at least one, and I'm almost done with that. And then I'm going to try and catch up today with writing. So I think today's main focus is going to be HB90 and writing related work today. So I think that will be good. All right, so work on that. And 5, and I have some other, looking back at my goals for the week. Whoops, no, that's my schedule for the week. So looking back at my goals, I also have this financial goal of my 2021 business income expense report. So what I need to do is go ahead and get that sorted. I set up the sheet last weekend because apparently I didn't do that last year. And since I only just set up the sheet, then you can tell that I was not tracking like I should have been all through the course of the year. I do have all of my receipts recorded. I have notes for all my income. I can easily track back since last year was an extremely slow year for the business, but it was, 2021 was just a shit show in so many different ways. Oh, and I also want to get some editing done on this plan with me. So let's see, film daily plan with me, edit daily plan with me, income expense report, so +3, so there's at least, all right, yeah, today's got to be a heavy HB90 related, business related day. And this is the thing, this actually kind of like helps me with managing my expectations of the day. Oh, whatever. Because if I need this much space to do HB90 and business related stuff, then I only have this much space to do house stuff and other stuff. So I have to be very careful about what I choose to do in that time. So even though I don't have the day job, so I don't have to block off 8.5 hours of my day to do day job stuff, which is helpful. I still have to be cognizant of if I've got these many tasks, then how am I like laying out the time, which honestly, I'm horrible with time. It's the weird thing. I am good with time in a broad concept, like past, present, future. I am really just kind of like good at that level of stuff. But in the moment, if I'm focused on whatever I'm working on, I have no sense of time whatsoever. None. I can tell you how much time had passed unless I had a timer going, and that's external to me, not internal. So that's something I'm going to be talking about with those ADHD evaluators, since that's apparently a thing that might be an indicator. We will see. We'll find out. That's why I'm having the evaluation done, to get a definitive yes or no answer, since so many questions have been raised in my mind the last few years about Possibly. So having a definitive answer one way or the other is why I'm having this done. I am not going to be mad if I don't have it, because I have information that I don't have it. So therefore, I need to figure out what else is going on. But if I do have it, then it's like, okay, I have it, so here's how I work with it. So it's just a yes or no, and moving forward from there. That's all I want. All right, tasks. Let's do schedule for now, because I don't know what else to put in here. And something might pop up on the schedule. That's actually, first general task is to text Jen. This is a friend of mine who I'm supposed to have a FaceTime with sometime this weekend, and that's all I know. So I need to text her to find out when. So that might be going on the schedule for later today. I will say I am starting to feel, I think I mentioned this the other day, like within my arm, I'm starting to feel some pain with that. So I need to be very careful about what I'm doing, how much I'm doing with regards to knitting, because it's been over a year since I last knit on a project. So I need to be careful about the repetitive stress, and I was already having some issues in here. So luckily I do have some physical therapy exercises that I just need to do with my thumb to make sure I don't blow it out, because I don't need that right now. I don't have time. Let's see. Let's go back to those. Let's see. No. All of this, I think, is I'm saving some of the rest of the goals that I haven't fully completed, especially the physical environment ones. I think I'm going to save for Monday, because I forgot when I was doing this particular weekly actions that I had Monday off. So I think I just may save these for Monday, because that's when I'll have the mental space and time to do all of that. So, and I'm putting a steak and potatoes dinner in, because the potatoes I need to put into my Instant Pot. I'm not cooking it on the Instant Pot pressure cooker function. I'm doing it on the slow cooker function, because that's the recipe that I have. And it's the recipe that my family made for Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I say my family, but they gave it to me, so I made them. And they're delicious. So I just want to recreate this, except because somebody in my family has issues with garlic. We did not put any garlic in, and I want to put garlic in. I love garlic. So I am making myself these mashed potatoes, which are going to be leftovers from the next few days. And I'm making myself a steak, so that I want to make sure I have time and put time towards doing that prep. Priorities. And the reason I want this done is so that I can do my taxes as soon as I can. I'm one of those people who really, really, really likes to have her taxes done ASAP. So put these in here. The newsletter for my alter ego is going out today. That's already scheduled. And let's see. I think that's it, except for doing all of these very lovely I'm finding I'm liking having the dots because it's a way to quickly visualize what I want to do over the course of the day and where they fall, priorities and goals wise. Take out trash. You know what? We're going to do steak and potato dinners, fun and recreation, because I just love cooking. It's for me and only for me, but I love cooking. So that's a hobby. All of these reds, except I'm going to go ahead and do this income expense report in green since that's financial and so incredibly financial. So that is how my day currently looks. At some point I'm gonna have to start putting in some stickers to kind of like both fill in space and use up stickers, because I like the fact with this that it is it's something that, like, here I can use up stickers without having to feel like I need a whole kit, and it's just fun. So this is the kind of stickering that I want to continue doing. So we will see about that, but that's where I am at right now. And I will see you tomorrow on Sunday to wrap all of this up, and see you tomorrow, and swoosh. Good morning. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday, January 16th, and I am still waking up. It's a lot later in the morning than I wanted to be up, but I had all the stress dreams last night, so all the stresses was not fun. Let me do something really quick to remove shadows. All right, that helps a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and put today's date in, 1/16/22. And today's mild liner colors are orange and blue-green. All right, I think I'm gonna do orange for most of the day. Wow, that is pale, but that is okay. All right, HB90. Just in case. It's the hard part about days off. It's like I don't adhere to a schedule for the most part. I just kind of like bounce off whatever needs to be done next. Let's see. This is the easy one. Where things are gonna get interesting. I have a lot of tasks that I literally brain dumped onto this Post-it pad, and I have a lot. And this is where prioritization comes into play, because I know myself in the way I respond to time. So there's going to have to be timers involved. There's also going to have to be some mindset reset involved. But first off, I'm starting off with reading fiction because I am almost done with this book and I just want to finish it. I know both reading and finishing the book will give me some energy, and I'm not going to be distracted by, well, I want to go read this book. I want to go read this book. I want to go read this book when I'm so close to being done with it. So by basically getting that out of the way, that helps clear my head in order to get all of these other things done. And this is where I'm so glad that I have the day, a whole nother day of weekend ahead of me. It's not vacation because it's not, it's a day off. So I've got a lot in here today, and like I said, I brainstormed, but I took into account stuff that I didn't get done yesterday, which I also need to add this knit-on baby blanket. But that will be how I am physically feeling later after all of this, and just time-wise, we will see. So yeah, that kind of like fills up almost my entire day. That's going to be a lot. But yesterday, let me zoom in a little bit. Yesterday I did pretty good. I actually was able to FaceTime with my friend. I got all 4 writing sprints done. I am extremely pleased about that, frankly. The IG post and the filming of the daily plan with me didn't get to the editing because I couldn't find my hard drive. And I got the personal stuff done. Steak and potatoes was really good. I had some issues with potatoes, but that's a whole other thing. And then I went back also to my weekly actions. Hold on, let me zoom back out a bit. So my weekly actions, I went through, I have already like pretty much tackled almost everything in these first 5 areas of life. It is these areas that I am behind on. However, I will say I can transfer this to tomorrow. This is not something that absolutely had to be done this week, and I've kind of like been poking my head into the Club Moxie Facebook group. Financial, I really do need to get a tackle on this, but this I'm like putting off to tomorrow. This will probably get done tomorrow, fingers crossed. This will definitely get done tomorrow. And I'm basically tackling this area of life today because today is all about home management. And so that is where I am for this week. I'm actually going to pop in later today to let you all see how I did today. Let me quickly write in my focus. Because I would like you to see how I did today after I was showing you how I did all the other days. And so stick around for that little update. Good Sunday evening. I am here to do a recap of how I did this week as well as close out the video. So I overall did okay today. I was able to get all the dishes done. I had a lot of dishes to do. Finished the book first thing, which yes, I'm glad I did that because I did then have the brain space and bandwidth to go ahead and tackle all the work and not be distracted about, maybe I can sit and read for a little bit. Maybe I can sit and read for a little bit now. And yeah, getting that finished and kind of like ticked off out of my brain, that helped. I got all the dishes done. I unpacked all the various boxes I had lying around and took out the recycling. I did clear off my ottoman for the most part. I at least went through everything on the ottoman. I do have a few more things to put away, but it's much more cleared off than it had been. I did not all the decluttering, but I did definitely get all of everything in my zone 1 done. And I got a good chunk of zone 2 done. These can wait. I'm not going to not do them, but I'm going to address them much more slowly. I did do my weekly planning while I was watching Cindy Grimtert-Baldo on her weekly live plan with me where she plans out for the coming week. So I've found that for me, typically that's usually a good time for me to do my planning for the week. So did my weekly planning, which included setting up my daily for the coming week. So my meal plan, and I actually got it all filled out. I am very proud of myself. And then all of my weekly actions. I also did my HB90 reflections as well as my reflections in the MäksēLife in my 12-month flagship where I do my journaling, end of day journaling, as well as it's just a record of everything I actually did do. So overall, a good day. I'm feeling very happy with myself. And so let's go back to the beginning of the week and look at my weekly actions. We'll go with that. So check that off. Overall, I'm pleased with everything that I did get done this week. I wish I had gone ahead and did this, but I can do that tomorrow. In fact, some of this stuff is going to be done tomorrow and over the course of this week. There's only so much that you can do. Some people get a lot of energy and get really keyed up by doing all of the things. And if that is you, I say go for it. Just keep doing all the things because that's what works best for you. That is not me. And so I need to be able to factor in rest and relaxation, especially coming off the last few years that I'm coming off with regards to burnout and a few other issues. And honestly, after this last year where I had a lot of mental work that I did with regards to therapy and Club Moxie and coaching, and there's a lot of stuff that you have to process, and I did a lot of work. It was really good work, but I never really took the downtime to let everything process, and that's kind of the period that I am in right now, with not actively going to therapy, but also just kind of continuing to process everything I learned. So I was very good. I did respect my periods where I needed rest and relaxation. So I'm feeling good about that. So here's how my meal plan ended up looking like. I did not have steak and potatoes for dinner like I had planned because I forgot to defrost the second steak. So I also didn't quite eat all my lunches as planned, and that's fine too because it is what it is. This is, if I need to make a quick decision, I can do this. But if I don't feel like eating it, that's okay because I'll probably eat it the next week. But this is a significant point of progress for me. And so let's see, let me go back to this. So you can see how a lot of it's very similar to the way it was last week. In fact, my breakfasts are all the same, and that is okay. But I realized with all of this, I don't need to go shopping this week in terms of needing stuff for this week. I can save that for later in the week when I start to figure out what I want to eat for next week. So I'm really pleased that I was able to fully fill this in. And just a quick review of my daily pages. This week overview is really helpful for me to organize my thoughts with regards to my various appointment times and to use as a quick reference. And this was Monday of last week. Again, keeping it simple. And Tuesday and Wednesday. And Wednesday was good because, wow, I checked off everything. I really did check off everything. So Thursday, not quite as good, but that's okay because I was able to get all of that done. Friday was also another day, but I relaxed. Like I said, that was a key thing for me. And yesterday, really proud again of those writing sprints. And then also being able to schedule the FaceTime with my friend and we ended up being on the phone, FaceTime for 2.5 hours. Kind of like catching up because I hadn't seen her since over the summer when I was still in Chicago. She lives well outside of Chicago, so it's a bit of a trip to go see her. But with everything going on with the panini over Christmas, I just did not feel comfortable. But having this catch-up time was really, really good for us because of some various things that are happening in each of our lives. And then today, I feel like I'm really getting in my groove. This is the second full week, kind of third full week that I've used this because I did start this while I was home the week after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's. And this is how I did January 1st. and first and second. So I'm getting in the groove. I think that is really truly working for me, and I do plan on doing another daily plan with me next quarter, so keep an eye out for that. But if you have any questions about how I do my daily planning or anything else, please drop those in the comments. I am always happy to answer questions or take suggestions, and I'm so thankful for all of you to be here, especially for what I know is a very long video with all of this. But thank you so much for joining me this week, and I will see you in my next video, and may all your dreams be ruby dreams. Bye-bye.